about lists, we've learned how to sort lists, which is one of the most important things that you can do with them. But there's lots of other operations we can do on lists. We saw a sneak preview of that with the length function, and we're going to look at some others. So we're going to learn how to copy a list, slice a list, use other common list functions, and to search lists, all of which are really valuable tools. Lists is one of the most common variable types you're going to run into, and you should know how to do all sorts of things with them. So if we have my list equals 8675309 and Jenny equals my list, what we get is we don't get a copy of the list. We get two different variables that are pointing at the same spot in memory. So if I end Jenny append 0 and then I print my list, you'll see that I get 0 added to it because they are pointed at the same spot in memory. Instead, we would want to slice, which lets us take a piece of the list, and the whole list is a piece of the list. It's just the largest piece of the list. So I've got my list equals 8675309, and I've got Jenny equals my underscore list. And when I put in a colon, that means everything, because on the left we'd put the beginning, on the right we'd put the end. If you just leave them both gone, you just copy the list. So now if I do Jenny append 0, my list is unchanged. Jenny will be changed, but my list is the same. So probably the most common function that you're going to use with a list is the length. It returns the number of items in the list. Now when we're counting, this is going to be fine when we're getting the length. It's how many numbers are there total. But remember, when we're using our index, the first item in the list is 0. Max will turn the maximum item in the list. So if we give a list of numbers, it will return the largest. Min will return the smallest item from the list. You can also total all the items in a list. And this is way simpler than the way I used to do it, because here we can do sum and a list. Historically, if I have a list, I would have total equals, I would do a for loop and have total start at 0 and equal by adding each additional list item to total. Python makes this really simple because getting a total from a list is one of the things you do most of often. You can sort the list and it's going to return a new sorted list. It does not modify the original list unless you were to use the same name to hold it. Append. This is important. You need to be able to add items to the list. You use append. And then we'll also show you list options to remove.